Hey, what's up? This is Keywielder Oblivion, and I want to talk about what type of boss fights we should have in Kingdom Hearts 3 and what type of boss fights I want to show up in Kingdom Hearts 3. So we all know that Kingdom Hearts has always done boss fights well. They make the most memorable memories of the game, in which is really important because we love the story, but the story alone can't make a great game. We need awesome gameplay because that's what we spend the most time with in the game. The aspect of gameplay I want to talk about is the boss fights. Off the top of my head, I'll name a few types of boss we've fought in Kingdom Hearts series so far. So the type of boss fights we've encountered so far in the series is like the final boss fights, you know, with like Xemnas or Ansem and stuff like that. Those have like 3 different forms, or sometimes 2 or whatever different forms. We have the main enemies revolving around the true story of Kingdom Hearts, like Organization 13 and people that's trying to like get their like people pretty much like Organization 13. We had those type of boss fights. We had Super Heartless. Those are the bosses revolving around the main story of a separate world. And the other type of boss fights we had were the main world villains that were either controlled by Heartless or just they were villains and they wanted their own stuff. So those are the 4 types of boss fights we normally get in Kingdom Hearts games. I think they're all awesome and every type should be in Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 definitely had all these types, especially Kingdom Hearts 2. So we should expect the same from Kingdom Hearts 3 to like improve off of the formula from Kingdom Hearts 2 and give us more than the previous game did, much like Kingdom Hearts 2 did with Kingdom Hearts 1. So we know Kingdom Hearts 2 was way better than Kingdom Hearts 1 because the gameplay won, the mechanics of the gameplay, and Kingdom Hearts 1 didn't really have the best mechanics in terms of boss fights and stuff like that, but they were also fun and good to play through. I have one concern dealing with Kingdom Hearts 3 and how they may implicate boss fights and stuff like that, and this concern comes from like the other not spin-off, they weren't really spin-off, but people would call them spin-off, but anyway, from the other titles, side titles, they may not have lived up to what the main titles had in terms of boss fights and content in that matter. So let me talk about this. The side titles did their boss fights right, but they didn't include the type of boss fight where you fought like Super Heartless, but in this case Super Unversed. We only got the final boss fights and the villains of different like Disney worlds and stuff like that, which were really awesome. Like I said, they did their boss fights really well, and all the other Kingdom Hearts games, the side games, also did their boss fights well. So I just want to let y'all know that I enjoyed them. I will actually do a video on what makes Kingdom Hearts boss fights the most fun fights in gaming later, but let's get back to this video. They were truly great. Birth by Sleep gave us some main Kingdom Hearts story villains, but not a lot. As for Dream Drop Distance, we only were left with 2 types of boss fights throughout the game, and none of them were Kingdom Hearts villains until the end of the game, of course, where you actually did fight Xemnas, or with Riku you fought Ansem. Yeah, I think it was that way. Yeah, with Sora we fought Xemnas. We only got Super Nightmares or Dream Eaters for this game, because that's what they're called. So like, and a few Disney bosses, but never a Kingdom Hearts villain. You know what I mean, like a main story Kingdom Hearts villain. In this video, actually, I'm using a clip of like what I consider like a Disney boss fight, but they didn't have like Kingdom Hearts villains in terms of like fighting the organization. At least they should have let us fight Zigbar, because he was there a lot. But anyway, I must add though, Kingdom Hearts 3D Super Dream Eaters were some of the best throughout and thought out and choreographed Heartless type fights I've seen in Kingdom Hearts. I call it Heartless type because I think it will be easier to understand, but even though I know they're Dream Eaters, but I think those types of fights were really good, close to the level of those in Kingdom Hearts 2. Obviously not better, because there were some awesome Heartless fights, boss fights in Kingdom Hearts 2. I can go on about how the other games did their boss fights, like Rechain of Memories or 358 Days Over 2, but I think you got the idea. Let me add now that after playing Kingdom Hearts 2.8, the only game that I haven't played in the Kingdom Hearts series was Recoded, so I don't know how that game did its boss fights. Well, anyway, I did, however, watch the movie in Kingdom Hearts 2.5. I think Recoded movie was in 2.5, or if it was in 1.5, someone will correct me in the comments. So what do I want from Kingdom Hearts 3? I want all of those types of boss fights because they're all extremely fun, and I think that's obvious. I really want all of them, all different types of boss fights that they've had throughout the entire series. I also want as many of each type as possible because we all love the story and gameplay, but I'm scared that Kingdom Hearts 3 will actually be mainly story this time across because they want to end this arc in the Kingdom Hearts timeline using Kingdom Hearts 3. So I feel like they're gonna include a lot of story content, and I love that, but I really do love the gameplay of Kingdom Hearts also. This is not a problem, but they need to like remember that this is still a game, so we need gameplay to actually hold us over until the next cutscene. But not just any gameplay, awesome gameplay and crazy awesome fights, well thought out fights and choreographed. So far from the trailer, sorry, we have some good fights I could see, basically. So if you agree with me on this, leave a comment down below letting me know what you agree or disagree with. Also, what type of boss fights were the most fun and memorable for you? For me, it was the Kingdom Hearts 2 Organization 13 fights. I actually liked Demet's fight a lot, the dance for the dance guy. He was a really fun fight. It took me, as a kid, took me a while to beat him. I really loved the, of course, Sephiroth fight and all the other Organization 13. Zigbar was annoying, but the most annoying, hardest fight I've ever had was Zaldin, the Lance guy. Oh my gosh, I have memories. That took me forever to beat him. Okay, so anyway, click the circle that you see there that I put up on YouTube. If you enjoy this video in the screen, you'll see it there. Well, anyway, click that circle you see there if you enjoyed the video. It will take you to my channel so you can subscribe. The video on your left is my previous video, and the video on your right is a random video or playlist. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and please subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.